Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very different video for you. I have never over the life of my channel done a tag video, but I was tagged by somebody to do this video, and it is the if I could only choose one tag. And so basically it is choosing one product from each category, that if you had to live with just one product for the rest of your life from each of the categories, what would you choose? So I do have all of my products available and ready to show you. The individual who tagged me is Emma Noemi, and she does have, she has started her YouTube channel, and so I just want to encourage you to check out her channel. Those of you, I haven't watched all her videos, I have watched a couple, and those of you who stick with me because you appreciate the clean content from what I've seen on her channel, there's really nothing that would turn you off to her channel. She's very friendly, very sweet, and so just want to point that out so that I can point you in her direction, give her channel some love and support. I mean, honestly, these days it really is hard to make it on YouTube. I post videos because I love makeup, I love to do makeup, and I have found that I love interacting with you guys. But in all honesty, it is hard work, and I've told y'all that before. So that's my reason for staying on here. But again, go over to her channel, again, Emma Noemi, and give her some love. But she is the individual who tagged me for this tag. So I have a lot of products because in my mind there's a lot of categories, so let's just get started. Alright guys, I am going to move very quickly. Some of this stuff isn't even makeup related, it's more skincare related, so wouldn't be a whole lot of swatches involved. But so the first thing, my first category is face masks. So if I had to live with one face mask for the rest of my life, it would be this. It's by Freeman and it's the charcoal and black sugar polishing mask. I would choose this over Glam Glow, and I love Glam Glow. This one is about $5, and not one Glam Glow mask has made my skin feel the way this makes my skin feel, and so it's really great, and it's really cost effective. And so if you're looking for a mask to help smooth out your skin, kind of get the dead skin cells off, this is really great, and again, the cost is amazing. So the next thing that I would pick only one of, and I've really only used two that I've really liked, but it's the Pharmacy Green Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm. This thing is the most incredible at taking off your eye makeup. I am almost out and will need to repurchase, but that would be my favorite for taking my makeup off. Let's go into skincare as far as my night cream. I've mentioned this time and time again. If I only could pick one face cream, be it for morning, night, whatever. Again, this is really what I use for nighttime because it's very rich. It's the Josie Maran Whipped Argan Oil. This is the body butter. So a lot of people might say, why would you use a body butter on your face? She has come out saying you can really use this on any part of your body, including your face, and I have found that this is what smooths out and makes my face skin the softest. So this is what it would be. Just so that you know, I am tried and true to the vanilla apricot scent. It is the one I like the most. It's probably the one that's the least overpowering, and so that's what that would be. As far as a sunscreen, my tried and true sunscreen that if I could only choose one, it would be the Supergoop Everyday Sunscreen. This is SPF 50. This thing is so amazing. So in addition to the benefits of the sunscreen, I love that it's like a moisturizer for my skin. So this is in essence what I use as both my sunscreen and my facial moisturizer in the mornings. And I have been using this probably for a good year now. This is probably my 4th bottle. And so again, this is what I would use if I could only pick one for the rest of my life. Now let's move on into makeup products. My very favorite facial primer is the Fenty Beauty primer. This is just perfect at smoothing out my skin, at making it feel kind of like a, I don't know, blank canvas, I guess, in order to put on foundation. And I just love how this smooths it out, makes it feel soft, and it's only she only has one, and it's the Soft Matte Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. So that is what I would choose if I only had to choose one. Now, of course, in the future, if there is a more exciting primer, a more amazing primer that comes down the road, I may have to change my mind at that point. My very favorite foundation that if I only had to choose one would come with me is the Huda Beauty. I don't think it's any surprise to you guys, as I've told y'all, this is my absolute favorite foundation. The Fenty runs a close second, and the Dior Skin Forever runs a close third to that second place. But I am in the shade Latte, which is 300N. For VIB Rouge, just know they have already restocked this on Sephora's website. I didn't check today to see if they had sold out of any, but it's also going to be released to the to the public as a whole in the very near future. But this is incredible. This is my #1 foundation and is the one I would pick as my go-to #1. Let's move on to bronzer. If I only had to pick one bronzer, it would be the Marc Jacobs Coconut Bronzer. It's technically called Tantastic, and this is what that looks like there. That's that name. So this is like the, what's it called? Is it the Omega bronzer? I don't remember. Anyways, but I don't own that one. I only own this one, and I do believe this is making a comeback in the month of April. This is the most natural, I guess, glowing bronzer I have ever used. It's matte, but it just gives my skin a really great glow, and it just blends in so easily. It's very soft, and it does have a faint coconut smell. So if you're sensitive to scents, you may not like this one, but this would be what I would choose as my, if I could only choose one bronzer, this would absolutely be it. Okay, what else? Let's move on to, you know what, let's go back to concealer. If I could only choose one concealer, it's kind of a toss-up between this one and the Naked, Urban Decay Naked Skin, but I am out of the Urban Decay Naked Skin, and I missed picking one up when Ulta had it for like $14.50 a couple of weeks ago. But because of that, I'm gonna choose Shape Tape. No surprise, everybody loves Shape Tape. Now this one is in the shade Light. I really need light medium. When they first launched this, I picked up Light. It ended up being too light, and at that point they were sold out of everything, and they didn't re-release it for, I don't know, months after that. So I've just been trying to use up the Light so that then I can repurchase light medium. But this is not only what I use for my under eye concealer, it's what I use now as my eyeshadow primer, and is what I use when I need to cut my crease. And if you've watched my tutorials, you know that to be true. And so because it just serves as multiple functions, this is my choose one from this category. Now going on to blush. It's really hard. If you've watched the Shop My Stash videos on my channel, you know blush is one of the things I struggle the most to pick out for the week. Just because when you've got a lot of individual ones, it's like, which ones do I want to pick? Which one's going to suit my makeup for the week? So the ones that I always keep coming back to are the Hourglass blushes, because they're so beautiful. They're natural, they're pigmented, and they have almost like a, I don't want to say sparkle because then that turns people off to the glitter, and it's not glitter, but it almost has just a beautiful shine. To me, I think the Hourglass blushes are my favorite of all time. So that is why I am selecting this palette as my choose one for this category. The nice thing is if I choose this, I get 3 in 1. I don't remember if this was, I think this was the second blush palette that they released. It's the one with Incandescent, Electra, Brilliant Nude, and Euphoric Fusion. But Hourglass shadows really are some of the best if you want something that's just really going to brighten up your skin. And they do have like their fair amount of sparkle. So again, not trying to turn y'all off to those who don't care for sparkle or glitter in their product, but this does have kind of like a shimmer to it. I think that's what I love about it. So that would be my choose one for blush. Now, moving on to highlight, because I am a highlight, I hoard highlights. It's just one of the things I really like the most about makeup. So I chose 2 technically in different categories. A cream highlight and a powder highlight, because you know I layer my highlight. So to me, the cream highlight's like a base. And we use eyeshadow base and we use foundation base. So to me, I had to choose a cream highlight so that it could be the base. So if I could only choose one cream highlight, it would be Colourpop's Flexitarian. Now, this is not something I've really ever used on my channel, like as far as a tutorial or anything, but this thing is so amazing as a base. It just really makes your powder pop. And so that is why initially when I first swatched it, I was like, I have to have this. And so this is what it looks like right there. And it just really, let's see, where can we put it? On its own, it is absolutely beautiful, and again, it will make your powder just pop. But look at that on its own, just beautiful. And it applies, it doesn't apply as pigmented with a brush. It's kind of easier if you either use your fingers or even like a beauty sponge. But this thing is amazing, and for $8, you can't get any better than that. Now, as far as the powder, this one was a really difficult choice for me. The thing I thought I was gonna have the most trouble picking was the eyeshadow palette, and that one, sorry, I just kicked the camera. That one was a no-brainer for me, but the highlight is just so difficult, again, because I tend to hoard highlights, and so I'm sifting through all of them like, which one am I even going to choose? And so my first thought was an Anastasia Glow Kit, because you get 4 in 1, and they are out of this world amazing. But I kept on coming back to this one that I just really do think is my favorite of all time, and so I would choose it as my choose one, and it is Heat Wave by Estee Lauder. Now, for those of you who have still not been able to get your hands on it, don't know if it's going to be still in stock by the time I post this video. It just re-released on Macy's website with a new pattern on the inside, but it has been re-released for this summer, and so that's what that looks like. This thing is the most intense highlight I have ever used, and I don't tend to really go for the gold highlights, but this one, I don't know, something about it just is incredibly brilliant on my skin, and I end up not being able to stop looking at my cheeks. So, and I don't mean that in a vain way, it just looks so, so good. And so that is what I would choose as my choose one for my powder highlight. You can't really get any better than Estee Lauder Heat Wave. Let's see, I think we're coming to the end of all this. I'm moving faster than probably I have ever moved before, which is awesome. So going back to kind of face stuff, the brows. I used to be tried and true for the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade until I came across this bad boy in a set I bought over the holidays, and it's Benefits Ka-Brow. And it's still a pomade, but what I love about this is I think it's the little brush that really just applies so precisely, so evenly. I don't know what it is. Anyways, but this would be my tried and true #1. Take this with me for the rest of my life. And I've been using it for a while now. I've really been using it since I purchased it when it was released back on October, November in that set for Christmas. And look, it's still got such a large amount of product. And again, I think the brush plays a really big part. It's one of those average kind of brow brushes, but it's smaller. And I think because it's smaller, I'm able to be a little bit more precise and do a little bit of a better job, not so sloppy. And so that would be my choose one for brows. Last, I think we're at the, no, we're not at the end. Okay, so sticking with, let's see, eyes. Now let's go to the eyeshadow palette. I don't know if this is going to be any surprise to any one of y'all. It's really not a palette that has been out forever and a day. It's a palette that I got, again, around holiday season, and it has just been my #1 ever since then. So if I had to just choose one eyeshadow palette for the rest of my life, it would be the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk eyeshadow palette. Nothing comes close to this for me. I love the formula, I love the blendability, the pigmentation, and the colors in this are incredible. And I think a lot of it is because it's got 2 or 3 shades that I don't have anywhere in my collection, not even close. And it is the, let's see, so Retrograde is one of them, and then the other one is, where is it? Twilight. Right there. And then you've got the pressed glitter, so if you want an added pop of sparkle, there you go. It's like a one-stop shop. Anyways, these types of shades, purples, cranberries, make my eye color pop. And so just everything about this palette is my favorite. And so this would be my choose one, and I could live with this and be happy without having any other eyeshadow palette, as long as I have that one. As far as mascara goes, I use this every single tutorial, every single get ready with me. It's the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara, and I love this, and I have been loving the Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara that I did a Test It Tuesday on. The only thing about that is it's more lengthening than volumizing, and what I love about this is it's both. It gives you both the volume and the length that you need or that you want, and it dries down. The Bad Gal does not. And so this would be my #1 go-to for mascara. Okay, so #1 eyeliner, go-to eyeliner, and I've had a love for several eyeliners over the past few years. I used to use the Tarte, I don't even remember what it was called. It comes in a little tube and it's got like a little spoon-like thing at the top so you can swirl your eyeliner. And don't get me wrong, I still love that one, but I love this one more. This one would be my #1 if I could only have one eyeliner for the rest of my life, and it's the Inglot Gel Liner in shade 77, which is the basic black. This, nothing comes close to this. It's pigmented, it dries down really nicely, it stays pigmented throughout the day, it doesn't fade, I don't have any of that fading on my wing or anything. This is amazing and is the favorite that I would choose for eyeliner. As far as like a lip balm, you already know what I'm gonna say. It's the Clarins Instant Light Lip Comfort Oil. This is like my 3rd tube of this stuff, and it just, every morning after I brush my teeth, my lips get real kind of tight, and so this is what I use, and it softens my lips. It just makes them so prepped for lipstick, especially if I'm going to wear liquid lipstick. Those of you who know, like Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipsticks can be very, very drying. The Stila lipsticks can be very drying, and this just really prepares them for that lipstick. I love this. I can't live without this stuff. Let's see. Okay, I think now we're down to only lip items, and I've only got 2. I've got a gloss and I've got a lipstick. Now, I've probably, you know, those of you who watch my channel regularly, you might be surprised by this because it's not something that I really talk about too much. It's not really something I've used in one of my Get Ready With Me's, but I can already tell you my #1 liquid lipstick, my #1 lipstick period, is, what is the shade? It's called Committed, and it's by The Balm. This has been my very, very favorite liquid lipstick since the day I bought it, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago even, and it's still going strong. This, I put it on and nothing makes my lips look as full and as nice as this, and the shade is perfect. Pretty much goes with everything and anything. Now, it's not super liquidy, it's not super gunky, it's just kind of in between, and it smells like peppermint, so it smells so good whenever you put it on. And like I said, it is the perfect neutral shade. It's the shade that, I mean, in every lineup of every lipstick people gravitate towards, and it is like a rosy mauve type shade, and this will stay on for a good while. Now, again, I've told you when I eat, I like to wipe off any kind of residue and then just start fresh so it's not all crusty and layered and gross. But this has staying power for sure, and it smells, like I said, so good. Now, last but certainly not least, I have a lip gloss, and again, I've probably never really talked about this on my channel, but it has been my favorite lip gloss, and I'm not a huge gloss person, but this, I mean, it stands out so much, and it is the shade Glitz. It's by Kylie Cosmetics, and it was part of her vacation collection last year. This has been my very favorite gloss ever since then, and would be my choose one from the gloss category. Now, the one thing I don't like about her glosses, which I think her glosses are some of the best. I really do love her glosses. The only thing I don't like is the little applicator. It's one of the little brush applicators, and those aren't my favorite just because I feel like they can get messy. I prefer like doe foot applicators, but that's okay. Because the product is so amazing, I don't even mind. This is just, it has so much sparkle, and it's not the type of sparkle that as soon as you put it on your lips, it kind of fades off and it's just like in the tube or when you swatch it. No, this is the type of sparkle that goes on your lips and will stay on for a good while. It's, like I said, my very, very favorite, and that's why I'm choosing it for this choose one if I could only use one gloss for the rest of my life. And that's it there. It's just got a really, really nice amount of sparkle. It's very glitzy, just like the name. It's got, let's see, it's got like red flecks in there. It's got kind of like, I don't know if green? Anyways, but that is what that looks like right there, and is my very favorite gloss of all time, and that's why I would only choose this one gloss if I could only use one for the rest of my life. Guys, I think I covered it all. If I didn't, I'm pretty sure y'all will let me know in the comments below, but that pretty much covers it. If I could only choose one product from each of these different categories, this is what they would be. Just things that really have stood out to me either through the years or even for the last few months, and I just can't stop using them. I can't put them down, and it's just something that was an easy, that's what I would use. No question. I don't even have to think about it. So I hope you have enjoyed this choose one tag with me. Alright guys, before I let you go, I need to give you the verse of the day. Today's comes from Job 23:10, and it says, "But he knows the way that I take. When he has tested me, I will come forth as gold." I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this tag. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of the one items that I would pick if I could only choose one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!